Welcome back, Swifties. Today, I'm back with the Long Pond Sessions. Hoax.
Okay, the word hoax is another word that I love because I love that it has an X and I love the way that it looks and I love the way it sounds. I think with this song being the last song on the album, it kind of embodied all the things that this album was thematically, like confessions, incorporating nature, emotional volatility and ambiguity at the same time, sort of love that isn't just easy. And it's the most kind of symbolic, poetic thing listing all these things that this person is to you. And I remembered I asked you for advice on this one.
You did. I think you didn't. I think, like, to you it meant different things, and that was a moment of, like, doubt or something.
And I think I said, what if not all of these feelings are about the same person? What if I'm writing about several different, very fractured situations?
This is cool, man. Two things. The idea, I guess, that, that love that isn't easy. Is love ever easy? Maybe the love is easy. Maybe it's just other stuff that's not. But I like what she said here about what if all these things I'm saying are about different people, because I know everybody, of course, that you all like to ruminate and discuss on what a song's about, who a songs are about, which I get, but from my perspective as a songwriter, I often find that most of my songs are about multiple things or multiple people or maybe sometimes imaginary people, and they're often inspired by a thought or a feeling, or something that rises up in me, which those that I don't really try and write songs because the more you chase it, the further away it gets. So you just have to sort of let it come, and often things don't make sense to me sometimes, that I've written lyrically, not completely anyway, and they take on different meaning years later when I might look back at it and go, that was probably about that, or that could be about this, which I guess is true even just as a listener to music, isn't it? Because there are many songs that I love that take on a completely different meaning for me when I revisit them years later. So I think it's cool, that she said that in this particular instance, and what's that old adage, you should never let the truth get in the way of a good story, right? And then that's not to say that it's like condensed truth in a way, isn't it? You take all of the most true things from all these different stories or all these different experiences, and you can condense them into something really potent, which I think is beautiful.
About several different, very fractured situations, like, one is about love and one is about a business thing that really hurt, and one is about a sort of relationship that I consider.
And what she's saying there, the beauty about art and about song and about a story is that those things can all be true simultaneously, can't they? Depending on how you interpret it or how you portray it or how you absorb it. It's cool stuff.
To be family, but that really hurt. And
I remember, and this was one of the moments, when Matt, the National and Matt Berninger, often songs are about more than one thing or many sides of a coin, and I just love that. I kind of thought this feels different, and it also feels I kind of liked the fact that you weren't totally sure.
I definitely had the moment of doubt. I had the moment of I don't usually do this. I usually know exactly what I'm writing about. And I was really happy when you kind of pushed me forward, nope, do the thing that makes you uncomfortable, because I think that's what makes it a song that really, to me, stands out. That line about, it still hurts underneath my scars from when they pulled me apart. Like, anyone in my life knows what I'm singing about there, but everybody has that situation in their life where it's like, you let someone in and they get to know you and they know exactly what buttons to push to hurt you the most.
Yeah.
That thing where the scar healed over, but it's still painful. They still have phantom.
It's dreadful, that, isn't it? It's dreadful. Yeah. Dreadful.
That thing where the scar healed over, but it's still painful. They still have phantom pain.
Yeah.
I think the part that sounds like love to me is, don't want no other shade of blue but you, no other sadness in the world would do.
Yeah.
It sounds like, to me, that sounds like what love really is. Like, who would you be sad with? And who would you deal with when they were sad? And like, gray skies every day for months, would you still stay?
Yeah.
Well, let's get into the tune.
My only one, my smoking gun, my eclipsed sun, this has broken me down. My twisted knife, my sleepless night, my windless fight, this has frozen my ground. Stood on the cliffside screaming, give me a reason. Your faithless love's the only hoax I believe in. Don't want no other shade of blue but you. No other sadness in the world would do. My best laid plan, your slide up hand, my barren land, I am ash from your fire.
She just paints, I mean, musically, melodically and lyrically, she paints such a concise picture of despair, really, right? And I'm just gonna have to start it again.
My only one.
Piano's beautiful as well.
My smoking gun, my eclipsed sun, this has broken me down. My twisted knife, my sleepless night, my windless fight, this has frozen my ground.
The eclipsed sun is a great line, but it just paints a picture in my mind of, standing on a cliff edge, like the windless fight, man. There are no winners, are there, really, in breakups, in the ends of relationships, and I guess even ones that like drift apart, or they don't always have to end with a bang, maybe. And I'm talking about, friendships or musical relationships or romantic relationships. Just what a picture she's painting.
Stood on the cliffside screaming, give me a reason. Your faithless love's the only hoax I believe in. Don't want no other shade of blue but you. no other sadness in the world would do.
So that's an interesting. I mean, it's a beautiful idea. Some beautiful lyrics, but I don't want any other shade of blue than you. No other sadness in the world will do. You know. So what is that? What is that trying to explain? Is that like that feeling of wanting somebody or needing somebody, you know, so deeply that it doesn't matter if, or you feel it doesn't matter if they're making you miserable, and is that like is that like a there's obviously a void, isn't it? You know, perhaps in all of us that you know, maybe Disney has a lot to answer for, you know, or you know, the romantic idea, I suppose, you know, of a soulmate or someone that's gonna, you know, complete you. And I think, you know, perhaps there's it's not a crazy idea because partnership, you know, and symbiosis and love like that, you know, I think is real. But I suppose it's got to come from a place of knowing who you are, right? Of knowing who you are, you know, and the example I would give is my sister. One of my sisters, years ago, came out of a long-term relationship, and you know, it hit her quite hard. And I remember she said to me, she was concerned, you know, that she was getting a bit older and she wasn't going to meet anybody. And like I've said about songwriting, the more you chase it, the further it gets away. So I guess your best bet, right, is probably not to go looking for these relationships, you know, not to go looking for somebody to complete you, but just, you know, working on yourself, you know, becoming the kind of person that perhaps your ideal person would want to be with, right? Is that the right way to look at it? The wrong way to look at it? Just I guess becoming just, you know, getting to know yourself and improving yourself constantly and going out into the world and having the adventure of your life, you know, and living in your truth and all that, and then the correct person theoretically should present themselves, right? The universe should provide. But then again, is that all nonsense? I don't know why, but I can't seem to assimilate. Like this is a one I'm going to have to listen to many times, I think.
My best laid plan, your sleight of hand, my barren land, I am ash from your fire. Stood on the cliffside screaming, give me a reason. Your faithless faithless love's the only hoax I believe in. Don't want no other shade of blue but you. No other sadness in the world would do. You know I left a part of me back in New York. You know the hero died, so what's the movie for? You know it still hurts.
Her voice sounds fantastic, doesn't it? And when I saw that she was holding the guitar then, I was seeing what was going to happen when it comes in, and what a great use of just to lift the feeling, to change the mood, you know. It's really awesome. And it just occurred to me that don't want any other shade of blue but you. I guess that could be, I don't know what it could be, man. I mean, so many things and going on in my brain now that it's like they're bottlenecked. You know, I can't separate all these different thoughts that I'm having to articulate them in any great manner.
Give me a reason. Your faithless love's the only hoax I believe in. Don't want no other shade of blue but you. No other sadness in the world would do. You know I left a part of me back in New York. You know the hero died, so what's the movie for?
I left a... We all leave things behind, don't we, of ourselves. I've got a song called "We Are Made of the Things That We Lose," and that idea has captivated me since I wrote it. And it's a song, I feel like I've not expressed myself as well lyrically or concisely as I have in that song. And I'm just going to have to tell you some of the lyrics for it. I didn't know it was over when I left you on those stairs. Now I'm doing nothing, 'cause nothing's worth doing without you. I don't care. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe my memories ain't for real. Maybe you've caught me creating a story to combat how I feel. I've already spent too long thinking about all the things that have gone. Thinking of you only goes to prove that we are made of the things that we lose. I didn't know it was over. God, I want what I felt then. Just a feeling of something, or something worth feeling, so I don't have to pretend that I'm not crazy in a world that don't seem real. Maybe the story will come back and haunt me to combat how I feel. I've already spent too long thinking about all the things that have gone. Thinking of you only goes to prove that we are made of the things that we lose. And is it you that I long for? It's been so long that I'm not sure, was anything true? Why was I pretending there are starts without endings? But nothing is gone forever. It just turns into something new. I've already spent too long thinking about all the things that have gone. Thinking of you only goes to prove that we are made of the things that we lose. You know what I mean?
You know it still hurts underneath my scars from when they pulled me apart. You knew the password, so I let let you in the door. You knew you won, so what's the point of keeping score? You knew it still hurts underneath my scars when they pulled me apart, but what you did was just as dark. Darling, this was just as hard as when they pulled me apart. My only one, my kingdom come undone, my broken drum.
That's a great line as well, isn't it? My only one, my kingdom undone, was it? A play on the word, yeah, the kingdom come. It's great, isn't it? I love listening to Taylor's lyrics, you know, and because her perspective, I suppose, in life and her experience is so. It's almost like a mirror, isn't it? You know, or opposite to me. You know, I mean, she's a woman, I'm a man. We're of similar age, and her life experience has been, you know, vastly different. That she's found success at an early age, and then, you know, and then huge success, but perhaps one thing we have in common, I suppose, is never really having perhaps a successful relationship. You know, I don't think I have ever, in the past anyway, certainly had a successful relationship, you know, a romantic one anyway. And because of that, perhaps, you know, it is my tendency to put the walls up, I suppose, you know, and to be like, you don't really need anybody, you know, or you should be okay on your own. But then also, it's what am I trying to say? It's no man is an island, right? And community and love and sharing is vital, you know, to human experiences and existence. So it's all very well and easy for me in the recent past, other people, anyone, you know, to say, just work on yourself, you know, you don't need anybody else. But we do, don't we? You know, everybody needs someone, you know, and we long to be seen and to be heard and to be understood, right? And life is for sharing, isn't it, I suppose, you know? Experiences are for sharing, you know. Because you can have all the greatest experiences in the world, can't you, you know? But what does it mean, really, if you're doing it on your own, you know, and you don't have those intimate relationships, you know, those friends or lovers or partners to be able to share stuff with, and also, you know, to bounce off ideas off, you know, because verbal. I mean, I suppose this is another great thing about doing these reactions is, even though it's just me, you know, speaking to you guys, it is still like a dialogue, isn't it? Because I know you're watching. I know I'm being observed. I know you're the audience, and you all say some pretty cool things in the comments. And interesting thoughts, but just verbalizing. How many times, right, have you spoken to a close friend or a partner, and because you're not sure about something, either that maybe something bad's happened, maybe you've got a decision to make, whatever it is, and it's amazing, isn't it, that I think most of the time we're not really looking for advice. We just need someone to listen, and often we may just speak and work out what we want to do, really, anyway, without the other person perhaps even putting much in, which this is like some kind of therapy for me, I suppose, reacting to Taylor Swift songs and Ren songs, and a few others, because it just really makes me think, and it just makes me want to be better in like every dimension. You know what I mean? I can't even remember like what my point was, but just that I love life, I suppose, and art and everything.
Pulled me apart, but what you did was just a start. Darling, this was just as hard as when they pulled me apart. My only one, my kingdom come undone.
That's a great line.
A broken drum, you have beaten my heart. Don't want no other shade of blue but you. No other sadness in the world would do.
It's a song about, being so beaten, isn't it? By love or by life, but despite all of that pain, being unable to let go, being unable, perhaps through even no choice of your own, because of the complexity, because of the entanglement that life can cause. This is a great tune, isn't it? This is a great tune, a great song, and this is perhaps, correct me if I'm wrong, see what you guys think, but perhaps this is the most in it I've seen Taylor. I think I can feel her engagement, with this song, perhaps more than others. Perhaps that's my mood I'm in today. I don't know. Perhaps this is what has opened up in me during the course of this.
My heart, don't want no other shade of blue but you. No other sadness in the world would do.
That was excellent. That's top 3 for me for sure. Yeah, Great, man. Thanks for joining me, guys. Another long one. Lots of love to you. I hope you have a great week and all that. I'll see you soon.